Focused and fearless. Here's everything you need to know this rush hour of May 16, Thursday. I'm Riza Diaz. With their spots solidified in the Magic 12, these candidates are now sharing their plans about their upcoming Senate work. Gemma Vansenia has the report.
Former PNP Chief Ronald Bato de la Rosa has 2 decades of experience in the police force. He also has master's and doctorate degrees, but he thinks these are not enough for the challenges that awaits him as a neophyte lawmaker. He now plans to enroll in training courses in preparation for his Senate stint and seek advice from fellow senators.
I have a very expert advisors kina Coco Pimentel, na dating Senate President yan eh. Ito yung good friend ko na si JB Ercito. Magaling gumawa ng batas yun. So I can call a friend to seek some advices.
De la Rosa says he will not let his closeness to the president interfere with his new job at the Senate.
Napakahalaga na ma-maintain natin yung principle of checks and balances. No? Malaking pagkakaiba po ng isang senador na magiging very supportive, very cooperative to Malacanang, at iba naman yung senador na under the dictates of Malacanang.
Re-electionist Cynthia Villar said she was glad she placed number 1 in the recent elections, which fueled questions about her running for the presidency in 2022.
Wala sa aking horizon yun. I have to look at that seriously. Hindi ko iniisip yun. I want to go back to my committee.
Meanwhile, former Senate President Coco Pimentel, who landed in the Magic 12, has this to say about an alleged sample ballot of hugpong ng pagbabago where his name was not included.
Kung totoo yan o hindi, tanungin natin ang HNP. Ngayon kung kahit totoo yan, at least hindi naman naging, kung at manalo naman ako, hindi naman naapektuhan yung aking pagkapanalo, naapektuhan siguro yung total number of votes ko, yung ranking ko.
Hugpong founder Sara Duterte is now out of the country. In her recent Instagram post, she thanked Davaoenos for making her senatorial slate 12-0 winners in Davao City. On the other hand, Senator JV Ejercito, who is currently pinned on the 13th spot, says he has no plans of conceding.
I've been endorsed by the President, endorsed by Mayor Inday Sara, and Mindanao has always been traditionally, historically, been a bailiwick of the Estradas, no?
Ejercito admitted that running with his brother Jinggoy Estrada affected his candidacy.
Siguro hanggat nasa politika kami, mahirap kami mag-ayos. Hopefully later, pag tumanda na kami, wala na kami sa politika, tawanan na lang namin yung nakaraan. Pero not now. Especially itong nangyaring nagkasabay kami.
For News 5, Gemma Vansenia, we are One News.
The Congon family has won big in Zambales despite the family member being tagged in the president's narco list. Meanwhile, an incumbent mayor in Leyte loses his seat by 1 vote. Laila Panghinilan has this report.
The first female mayor in the history of Trece Martires City, Cavite has been proclaimed. Gemma Lubigan is the widow of Vice Mayor Alex Lubigan, who was killed last year after announcing his plan to run as mayor.
Half-hearted, masaya kasi yun, yung pinaglalaban namin, nagkaroon ng bunga. Pero malungkot kasi kapalit ng gantong tagumpay, syempre sa family namin may nag-sacrifice. Pero hindi ko naman ilalagay sa kamay ko yung batas eh.
Meanwhile, in Zambales, retired PNP Director General Hermogenes Ebdane was proclaimed governor. The returning governor won over incumbent Governor Amor Deloso, who was also his opponent last 2016 elections. Ebdane's running mate Jay Konghun also had a landslide victory over outgoing Vice Governor Angel Magsaysay. Konghun won despite being included in the president's narco list. He has already denied the allegations. Replacing him as mayor of Subic is his brother John Konghun. Their father Jeffrey also won the congressional seat. Despite being dismissed last month, the residents of Malay Aklan has re-elected Ciceron Kawaling as their mayor. In his return to the mayoralty seat, Kawaling said that he will consider higher environmental fees and demolish the lifeguard towers constructed by the Boracay Interagency Task Force.
Hindi pwede yan dahil violation yan sa 25+5 natin. So ipapag-iba ko yan dahil eyesore yan sa beach mismo inalagay eh.
In Leyte, Remedios Veloso beat incumbent San Isidro Mayor Susan Ang. It was a tight race as Ang lost to Veloso by a single vote. The United Nationalist Alliance candidate got 8,829 votes, while her opponent got 8,828 votes. For News 5, Laila Pangilinan, we are One News.
While local politics have almost wrapped up for this year's elections, let's check in on the latest partial and unofficial count as of May 15. That's last night, 8:05 p.m. We're looking at Senator Cynthia Villar sitting comfortably at number 1 with 24,812,314 votes. And at number 2, there's pretty much not of a change. It's still Senator Grace Poe coming in at 21,681,167 votes. Bongo is at the 3rd spot with 20,153,900 votes. And we have Senator Pia Cayetano at 4th. Bato de la Rosa still is solid at number 5, and Senator Sonny Angara at number 6 spot. Rounding up the Magic 12 is Lito Lapid at the 7th spot. 15,564,807 votes so far garnered by Amy Marcos at the 8th place. Francis Tolentino is at 9th place with 15,152,741, and it's a pretty much tight race between the 10th to the 12th spot. Only a difference of a few thousands of votes between Bong Revilla, who's at number 10th, Coco Pimentel at number 12th, and Nancy Binay at the 12th spot. Comelec is now considering withholding payment for the supplier of the so-called faulty SD cards, which was used in this year's midterm elections. The poll body says over 1,000 SD cards proved to be defective, therefore affecting many voters, even if the defective ones represent barely 2% of the total number of SD cards used. Comelec says they will review the contract with the suppliers S1 Technologies and Silicon Valley Computer Group, which was worth around 22.6 million pesos. Comelec insists, though, that no cheating took place in the recent polls. Meanwhile, the poll body itself is drawing flack for the technical glitches in the elections. Election watchdogs Lente and Kontra Daya are now demanding an explanation from the Comelec for the election mishaps, saying these are casting doubts on the integrity of the process. This despite both groups acknowledging that it's still the Duterte that made the 12-0 victory possible for the admin-backed candidates. Still, with all of these problems and glitches, poll watchdog Kontra Daya describes this year's elections as
worst election ever. Bakit siya worst? Kasi hindi lang ito usapin ng magnitude ng breakdown ng vote counting machines. Kasi lumalabas na yung bilang, initially it was 400 to 600, pero yung latest data coming from Comelec is a little more than 900, bukod pa dun sa 1,000 SD.
Meanwhile, here are the biggest stories from the dailies. Over 1 million votes are still unaccounted for. NAMFREL is calling on to the Comelec to exhaust all means to transmit the unreported election returns, since this could still be a game changer in the senatorial race. 2 suspects who allegedly set ablaze a vote-counting machine and other election paraphernalia in Isabela are now under the police custody. Isabela police arrested Rodel Pascual and Jason Liaño last Tuesday after witnesses identified them as part of the armed group that took over 200 ballots before burning them together with a VCM at the Municipal Canvassing Center in Jones, Isabela. Authorities are still investigating whether the 2 are part of a larger syndicate group connected to any political group or individual. Current top 5 senatorial candidates Bato de la Rosa has gained a new friend in Senator Ping Lacson. Lacson offered to take the former police chief under his wing for some lessons on how to be a senator. Recall that de la Rosa earlier announced his intentions to undergo training and seminars to learn how to be a legislator. De la Rosa and Lacson are both part of the majority bloc and had both served as the country's top cop. Moving now on to sports news. The San Miguel Beermen did not let the Magnolia Hotshots interfere with their date with destiny as the Beermen claimed their 5th straight Philippine Cup title. JC Cosico has the report.
Your champions, the San Miguel Bearmen!
Call it destiny and a dynasty. The San Miguel Bearmen completed the historic Philippine Cup 5-peat after outlasting sister team Magnolia Hotshots in a grueling 7-game series. SMB cements their legacy as the first franchise to achieve 5 straight All-Filipino titles. The team now boasts a total of 26 trophies, but the championship was far from easy to win.
Ungiven. Pauline likes the shot. Present the slide. Wala na kayo kung sinong babayan. Oh, hati-hati. Arvin. Oh, in, out, in.
Well, that's the challenge shot. Defense.
Siguro feeling niya. Papasok to. Napasok kanina. The meantime, Sakdalang knocks down the shot. Not much movement, acceleration. Pauline lobs it high. Gets some out.
San Miguel then had to climb from a 17-point deficit in the third quarter, featuring Mark Baroca's one-hander drop.
Running shot. Baroca. Yeah! Oh, tsaka NPP. Budka stand under the free throw area. Got no. And the lead is cut. They were passing it to Leo Austria. Ross. Yeah! Allow them to slide up. Oh, there goes. Sabagnat drives hard. Tough shot. Wow.
That was a tough shot.
Paulie is butted up. Oh, tapped away. Paulie still has it. He throws it up, but it's over.
The Kraken MVP Junmar dominated the decider with 17 points and a league record 31 rebounds. The most by a local also averaged over 22 points, 19 rebounds, and 1.9 blocks throughout the series.
Una-una sa lahat, napapasalamat kami kay God na walang na-injury sa amin. Even though na sobrang physical yung game, pero walang nasaktan, walang seryosong na-injury. So, credit sa Magnolia, sobrang ganda nung series na to. Siyempre, di ko to makukuha kung hindi dahil sa mga teammates ko, sa management, sa tiwala nila sa amin, sa mga coaching staff namin, sa mga teammates ko, siyempre sa mga fans.
But even with much firepower in his team, SMB head coach Leo Austria admits the hot shots that give them a hard time throughout the final series.
We'll always have a jump start. But this time, they're always ahead of us after the 7 minutes. But we're able to recover. Maybe because of the experience and maturity of our players. 5 feet is what they want. The players namin, that's what they want. Kaya alam nila ito ang magiging legacy nila after so many years. Pagtanda nila, makikita nila. That's why I'm so thankful dito sa mga players namin, the entire team, especially sa players dahil nagmukha akong magaling na coach sa kanila.
But no doubt, the San Miguel Bearmen is this century's greatest PBA All-Filipino team so far. After a half-decade reign, the franchise will only aim for more. Other teams will try to dethrone them, but if there's one lesson the last 5 years have taught everyone else in the league, it's that SMB won't give up the title easily. For News 5, JC Cosico, We Are One News.
But in the UAAP Women's Volleyball League, the fight for the crown is not yet over. After a lackluster first game outing, the Ateneo Lady Eagles forced a do-or-die winner-take-all match against the UST Tigresses. A glimmer of UST's Game 1 Puso and Courage caused an uproar in the stands during the second set, but that was only the set they clinched in Game 2. Tragedy struck the Rondina-led squad in the third set while Laura sprained her left ankle after a bad fall. Ateneo's good old ruthlessness finally showed up in this series, taking advantage in Game 2 at 26-24, 14-25, 25-21, and 25-15. Game 3 will be on Saturday at the Mall of Asia Arena. And that's how the day is shaping up to be this Thursday, May 16. Join us again next time for another round of Rush. I'm Riza Diaz. We are One News.